Hi, I'm Dempsey Pulot, and this week I'm reviewing Now, before we start off, as always, I just want to take a quick second to remind you guys to make sure you hit that like button if you like today's video, and if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for more new movie-related content weekly. But, without further ado, let's jump into today's film. A Week Away is a new musical film directed by Roman White and stars Kevin Quinn as a troubled orphan teen who, after his latest run-in with the law, is given an ultimatum. Either go to juvie or go to summer camp. Now, obviously, he picks the summer camp, but what he doesn't know is that it's a Christian summer camp. There, he makes new friends, falls in love, and turns over a new leaf. Now, before I go on, I do just want to say that synopsis doesn't really spoil anything. As a matter of fact, we've all seen this film before. I would even go so far as to say that this is probably the holiest High School Musical ripoff ever made. But, believe it or not, that's kind of what drew me to it. Yes, the trailer does give you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, and within the first 5 minutes you can already tell where the film is headed, but that doesn't make the ride any less enjoyable. As cliched as this movie is, it's honestly pretty good. And for what I consider to be a film targeted towards kids and teens, the characters are surprisingly complex. For instance, our main character, Will, is emotionally intelligent enough to understand that he doesn't really live up to society's expectation of good, and that he doesn't really fit in with the rest of the kids at the camp. However, over the course of the film, and I don't mean to sound corny in saying this, we literally see the light enter him as he sheds his former self and becomes a better person. Now, the way in which the film explores the theme of loss is also surprisingly mature. Right from the jump, we see Will and his love interest, Avery, played by Bailey Madison, falling for each other, but there's a lot more to their relationship than meets the eye. In fact, the thing that really brings them together is their mutual understanding of what it's like to lose someone. And I would argue that it's really, more than anything, Avery's ability to help Will cope with the loss of his parents that ultimately solidifies their relationship. Another thing I really enjoyed was the music. In fact, it's probably my favorite thing in this entire film. Granted, a lot of the songs are just rehashes or remakes of songs from other artists, but nevertheless, they fit in with the story, and in most cases, they're just so upbeat that you can't help but bop your head and say to yourself, you know what? I'm down with G.O.D. Now, despite how much fun I had with this film, there were a couple of things that I just couldn't really wrap my head around, including the fact that our main character lies and pretends to be someone he's not at the camp, just out of fear that everyone will discover his past. But here's the thing. They are at a Christian camp, where love and forgiveness are the main foundations. And it's a judgment-free zone too, so why would his past matter anyway? It wouldn't. Honestly, Will's got a lot more to worry about on the outside than on his vacation. And the fact that the writers would try to make us think otherwise is kind of laughable. That fear that he feels for a vast majority of the film is a forced conflict, drummed up for the sake of drama. You know, in the film, Avery's father, who's played by David Koechner, runs the camp, and I have expected him to be mad about Will courting his daughter. I think even that would have made for a better conflict. Additionally, the film falls apart in the third act. I mentioned earlier that after a while you can pretty much tell where the film is headed, but towards the end it feels like the film also kind of knows where it's headed, so it begins to cut a bunch of corners in an effort to get there. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, the more I realize that there isn't a clear climax here. Instead, there's just a series of semi-major events that stumble over each other at the end. And the talent show, which the entire film builds up to, and that you would think would have a show-stopping number that would take the film home, also falls flat. Even admitting how cliched and flawed this film is, though, it's still not that bad in my opinion. While A Week Away certainly won't take your breath away, I think it's a feel-good film. Because whether you're a religious person, or a fan of Christian music, or a fan of musicals, or not, I can't imagine someone watching this and not being even slightly uplifted by it. And for that, I'm going to give this film 3 stars.
Was the singing too much? I couldn't decide.
No, that's what got me.
Oh, the singing?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to view this video. It really does mean the world to me. And once again, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for more new movie-related content weekly. Now, if you happen to see this movie, if you loved it, if you hated it, let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment section. I look forward to reading and responding to all of your comments as always. But that's pretty much all the time that I have for you guys today. Be on the lookout for more new content shortly. And yeah, I've got a lot of new stuff that I'm working on, some very exciting stuff for next week that I cannot wait to share with you all. So I should probably get back to work. Until next time, I'm Dempsey Pilot. Take care.